I want to hear what the people they talk. Want to get a shakeleti love. So love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what we love, my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. On this happy trip back to the promised land.
Very good evening to you. Welcome back to Conversation Beyond Borders, this weekend's episode. We're grateful to have all of you here. Here we have conversation which is borderless. We go across different parts of the world and we try to get the best men and women who will entertain you of their life, their political journeys, experiences, and what have you. And this evening, afternoon, or morning, depending which part of the world you are, we have one of our honorable members, Honorable Mohammed Baba Jamal Ahmed. I believe that name rings a bell. He is actually the most talked about brand new MP in our country, Ghana, at present. We're going to have him this evening to have a conversation with us. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And as usual, myself, Fifi Asante Impari, will be the pilot who will steer this conversation. I'm stepping in again or sitting in for Kiki this Sunday. Thank you. Producer, over to you.
Every black person should please remember that you were Africans before you became anything else.
Revolve is a media technology company that specializes in providing music, entertainment, and lifestyle content from around the world. It is driven by a mission to offer the best music, entertainment, and lifestyle experiences for a global audience, as well as a vision to become the foremost global provider of music and entertainment content with a focus on Africa and black communities across the world. We curate content and personalized recommendations based on user consumption habits, and is well positioned to capture the growing demand for African music and entertainment content. Revolve appeals to both the underground and mainstream audiences who are interested in African music, entertainment and lifestyle, and the black culture movement, with a target audience of ambitious, creative, aspirational, social media savvy, ethical, sociable, yet independently minded individuals. Our platforms allow users to access a diverse range of music and lifestyle-related content, including news, videos, gossip, performance series, podcast conversations, documentaries, festival content, artist reviews, and many more through the following categories and brand names: RV Daily, RV Unmute, Vibes Up, Reveal, Verve, and Revolve Plus.
Thank you and welcome back. My name is Fifi Asante Impari, and as I said earlier, going to be the pilot who will be steering or piloting this conversation this evening. Our guest, Honorable Mohammed Baba Jamal Ahmed, the most talked about MP at present. We're going to have a very good conversation this afternoon with him. I believe Honorable is engaged in a call. He's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here now.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Honorable. And welcome to the show.
Yes. Thank
Welcome
you so
to
much.
the show. Yes. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Honorable, I'm going to go straight into it because I know how busy you are. So it's not going to be straight jacket kind of question. And we're going to have a very, very insightful conversation. And a lot of people are looking forward to this. First and foremost, normally this is how I do it. No other person can describe you better than yourself. So for the sake of our audience and listeners, I'm going to leave you to give us in brief a description of yourself, and then we'll follow it up from there. Thank you.
Okay, so let me first say hello to all viewers and listeners of your show. I am very excited to be here. I've been looking forward to come to this show since I left UK some a week or so. And so it's great to be here. My name is Baba Jamal. Currently, I am the Member of Parliament for East Ayawaso with the headquarters as NIMA. I am also, in terms of the party, I am the Deputy Legal Coordinator or Deputy Legal Director of the party. So that is the position when it comes to the party. Now, as a profession, I am a lawyer. I've been practicing over 10 years or more. And so I am a lawyer by profession. So simply, I am married. I have about 7 children. I have 7 children. And I have one wife. Don't make a mistake to think because I am a Muslim, I have more than one. But I have one wife. And also, in terms of I'm a businessman as well. I run some few companies before and doing that alongside politics. So basically, this is Baba Jamal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think, you see, as I said, nobody could do this better than yourself. So thank you. You've gone really into detail because I would have missed the 7 children. I would have missed the one wife, which is also very important. So thank you. Yes, it's amazing once again to see you and then also to have this conversation with you. Honorable, the first thing I will ask, I don't want to put that as the first question. The first thing I will ask is, you've mentioned a lot of fantastic things that you've done with regards to the party and the positions you've held, and now your current position as an MP for Ayawaso East. You were the most talked about MP and the brand new MP in town.
Yeah.
Will you tell us that your political journey has always been smooth, or have you had a few challenges along the way?
Oh, of course. If you know my background and where I started from, you know that definitely it will not be smooth. I've got some up and downs. I'm coming from a family where my father had 3 wives at a point and have 18 children. I am the eldest of all the boys. Let me say that I was coming from a very poor background. If I say poor background, where 3 squares meals a day was a problem, but my mother did a lot for us because my mother, even though she was poor, ensured that we go to school. In fact, my mother alone gave birth to 11 children born. And like I said, from my father, we had other siblings that brings us to about 18, but some have departed the world. And so we are now close to about 14 left. Now, so when I started school, I started from a very small village where there was no electricity called Nkonkwa in the Akwetia Denchambo district. So my father was working for the past, a diamond company from the UK that came to do mining in Akwetia. So my father was working there as a security man. So at a point he was transferred into Akwetia, and that's how come I found myself in the town of Akwetia. So I started school very early because fortunately, like I said, she's about 100 years old and she's still alive. So she actually instilled in us the love for education. I can assure you that myself and my senior sister, we completed Form 4 together. And so when I finished school, that is when I finished the elementary school, I moved to Nima at the age of 13, 14 years, where I lived with my uncle. And then that's how my journey in Nima started. So I've been in Nima for some time. That's where I went to my secondary school. That's where I went to the university. And it was there my political career started, where I became member of the National Democratic Congress. Of course, that party was a natural party for me because of my background and where I was coming from. I was coming from a Zongo, and NDC was for the Zongos, was for the Herbers, was for the everybody, So that's where naturally I joined. Now, when I joined, and by 2009, I was a parliament. 2009, yes, 1999 was the first time I joined national politics. 1999, 98, but I was elected 1999 to represent represent my party. When I joined in 1999 as NDC national politics, if you want to bring my student career, I have been a leader throughout my life, because even my political career started from class 6 when I was the cupboard boy. That's when I started my political career, as a cupboard boy. And those of you who knew what cupboard boy means in Ghana that time, in the 60s and 70s, you know that the cupboard boy wield a lot of power. And so I was the cupboard boy. I came to the secondary school. I was a SRC member from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. I was a prep prefect. I went ahead to become the coordinating secretary of NUCS, National Union of Ghana Students, and then later I became the GIMSA president Ghana Muslim Association, and many, many, many others. Ghana, I was the chairman for Ghana Canada relationship. I was also the chairman of Pan African Students Union when I was in Form 5. So, and there are many, many students who before up to 2008 when I joined the NDC officially. And then 2009, I was elected the parliamentary candidate to represent my party in Akwetia. I contested in 2004, 2000, 2004, 2008, and 2012 when I was able to win. So I persevered. It's not easy because Akwetia was a difficult place for me, but I contested 4 times before I became a member of parliament. I lost in 2000, I lost in 2004, I lost in 2008, but finally won in 2012. That was for the first time I entered politics. And so, but when I lost the first election in 2002, I contested the Deputy General Secretary position of the party. And I was Deputy General Secretary for 2 consecutive terms, 8 years. I was Deputy General Secretary. So from the party as the Deputy General Secretary, I went to Parliament. I came back to the party as Deputy Legal Director. I've held that position up to today, until now that, by God's grace, I became a Member of Parliament again for East Ayawaso. So the political route has not been easy, but we give thanks to Almighty Allah for taking us this far, because politics in Ghana is not that easy. And those people who understand what I'm talking about, that it's been difficult, but grace to Almighty Allah, we are here. So that's my political life in summary.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you've really given us so much of your background. So those who are listening for the first time and listening to you will get to realize that it wasn't all as they say easy walk on the park, or it wasn't all rosy. It wasn't an easy walk at all. You've really, really, really gone through right from early stages up to now. Before you became an MP recently, you were a diplomat. You were sent to Nigeria as a High Commissioner representing the Republic of Ghana. How was the journey then? How did you enjoy? What is the typical day for a diplomat?
Okay, so let me start by saying that when the NDC won the power in 2008, I was made a deputy minister for 8 years. So throughout the regime of NDC, and I think that I am the most transferred minister. I was in Eastern Region as the deputy minister. I came to Ministry of Information. I went to Ministry of Tourism. I went to Ministry of Local Government, and finally ended up at the Ministry of Labor, Employment and Labor Relations. So I went through 5 ministries. So when we won again in 2024, I was posted as the ambassador to Nigeria representing Ghana. I think that if you want to know a typical life of a diplomat, people still think that it is just pumping up champagne and attending expensive dinners and all those things. Yes, it's part of it, but a diplomat in this country like Nigeria, when I was, your day is full of activities every day. In fact, when you come to the office in the morning, which I normally do, come around 8:39, you have already a bunch of letters on your desk to sign. Sometimes you can sign as many as 50 letters. You have to go through them, minute them to whoever is supposed to be minuted to, because Nigeria, when you take US and UK, Nigeria is third in terms of the business, in terms of should I say the huge embassies that we have, the biggest.
Mm.
Nigeria is the third in terms of size. And Nigeria, you have the headquarters at Abuja, and then you have another consulate or chancellery in Lagos. So you are looking at 2 chancelleries. And so your typical day, you get up in the morning, you sign all these letters. After that, you run from one meeting to another meeting. You are receiving people. Your whole day is full every day.
Mm.
Because in a country like Nigeria, because of the population and on the institutions, everybody wants to see you. And let me say that, interestingly, Ghana has a huge reputation abroad, huge one. Especially in the West African region, Ghana is considered as one of the most respected countries in there. So every country want to associate with you and all those things. So those dinners and popping of champagne, those happen on occasions. But the typical work is in the office. You are here, you are in Abuja, you hear that your people have been arrested in maybe Anambra, or maybe you have to go to Sokoto, you have to go to Kano. It's not that easy. And so it is not all easy in Nigeria, as people see it, that the life of a diplomat is just to pop champagnes and whatnot. But I can assure you that it's a lot of work. So that's how, when I went to Nigeria, I was in Nigeria for just about 5 months. But then I can assure you that we made some huge progress in Nigeria. One of the major things was a case that was involving some Nigerian guys and a company in Ghana. And that problem, immediately I entered in Nigeria, I was able to resolve that problem. We were able to get some of our boys who were kidnapped. You know, Nigeria, we have a lot of kidnap cases. 14 Ghanaians were kidnapped. We were able to release them. We're also able to get some of our boys who had problems with traveling through Nigeria, through Morocco and all those things. We're able to do some of that. And then you can remember how our president was also inaugurated as a chief in the Ile-Ife.
That's correct.
Those all came to pass. And then also we were able to bring a lot of Nigerian goods to the Lagos Fair. Now, Ghanaian goods to the Lagos Fair. So within that short time, we were able to achieve this. And in fact, before I left, we were extending STC, State Transport Corporation of Ghana, we're extending their services to Lagos. As of now, they are up to Togo and Benin, but we are extending it to Lagos. So within that short time, we're able to do some work. And I think that we've left a good legacy for those who come after us to continue. So that's the life in Nigeria.
A lot was done. No wonder the first time I personally saw you and interacted with you, I saw the negotiations skill set that you have. It comes with experience of wisdom and acquired knowledge and what have you. So I'm not surprised at all with what you've said, that when you got to Nigeria, you were able to negotiate some of our guys to be released, those who were kidnapped and what have you. Bless you. That comes with experience. My next typical question will be, were you recalled from Nigeria? Were you recalled? Because before you contested, there was the narration that you abandoned your position. And I don't think anybody abandoned their position. So I think this will give viewers the opportunity, or for the first time, hear how that came about. Please.
Okay, yes. So before I left for Nigeria, I contested the primaries at Nima. And I was second in terms of the results. So, but that was in 2023, before the 2024 elections. So when we won and the president appointed me to Nigeria, I am pretty sure that a lot of people knew that I was going to Nigeria and I was coming back to contest the Nima seat. The Nima seat was a seat that I have had my eyes on for a very long time. So when I went to Nigeria, it makes no sense when people say that I abandoned my posts. You see, the question is, anybody who knows what what an ambassador stands for, you cannot even leave the country without even asking permission. How can I leave my position to come to Ghana, openly campaigning to the whole world? I went and picked my form. I went and submitted it. I was on media everywhere. Can I do this without the permission of the president? Can I do this without the permission of the foreign minister? Okay, so to put it straightforward, I requested for all the permissions that I'm supposed to look for before I leave Nigeria. I actually came home on leave. I took a 2 weeks leave to come and do this project in Ghana. So I didn't just abandon my place. So when I was in Abuja, all the documents, all the letters, all major issues that I'm supposed to deal with, I was consulted. So it is not true that I just abandoned my position. Of course, I cannot do that. I did.
I think Honorable is having a few challenges with regards to network, but we will bear with him.
To make it clear, I am here. To make it clear, I requested or sought for all the permissions that I'm supposed to seek for. But you see, when we came to the elections and the interview, alleged sharing of TV and all those things, I told them that, look, I am a philanthropist, and all those who know my work know what I do. There's no year that passes that I don't share. As a Muslim, it's part of my tradition and culture that every year once I have, because I know coming from, so I can share with others. So every year I do those things there. But I informed them that I am not the one who shared the TV. Later, I know it was shared on my behalf by people, which I appreciate, but I didn't share anything to influence the votes of anybody. And in any case, all the 4 people who stood for the elections, it is clear that among the 4 or 5, I was the best among them. It was clear. And so the results was not as a result of the influence by anybody, but it was a clear decision by the people. Because even the last time when I contested with the late MP, I was number 2. He had 400 plus, I had 300 plus. So if this time, and the person who came 3rd also contested, and so if this time I come on top, it tells you that that was the decision of the people and what they want to do. So It is not true that I ever abandon any position, and I will never do that.
Thank you. Thank you for the explanation. I was actually going to do a follow-up with regards to sharing is caring. But you've taken us there and you've explained it even better to us. But yes, as you said, I think when we were in primary school, we call it Saraka. We all had that experience, and then it's been going on. So those of you who don't share, sharing is caring. So keep sharing.
That's right.
It's good for humanity. Honorable, you have been earned, or you've earned recognition for speaking truthfully and resolving conflict impartially. And to me, I love you for that. I just love you for that. A quality many believe is lacking in institutions. And this approach happened more by your profession, training, or is it a personal experience that has shaped you to be able to speak truth to power?
Maybe that's what also gets me into trouble sometimes. Because I always want to, you see, like you said, I am a Muslim, and I have also been in the political space for close to 3 decades, 30 years. I entered very young. In fact, I was the Deputy General Secretary for my party at the age of 26, 27 years, when I was the Deputy General Secretary for the entire party. So there's no personality in NDC and in this country, Ghana, that I have not had the opportunity to work with in the Fourth Republic. Start from Rawlings, go through Kufuor, Akufo-Addo, Atta Mills, and then John Mahama, and all other people who actually build this country. Justice Annan, the Ahoy brothers, Totobiko Aches, Nathan Kwaus, the Anans, and all those people I've had, as a young man, I've had the opportunity to work with them. And also when you come to the party headquarters, I've had the opportunity to work with people like Udu Yaya, Ernestina, and all those people. When you are talking about the building blocks of the Fourth Republic, I've had the opportunity to work with. And I've seen it all, except something that is not happening on this our political system. I've seen it all. So, and let me tell you that I have contested elections in Ghana than national elections in Ghana than any other person in this country. I have contested, let me tell you, I contested 2000 as a national for MP. I contested 2004. I contested 2008. I contested 2012. I contested 2016. And I contested 2026. So look at the number of times I contested. And these are the major ones. If you talk about school, you talk about internal party. I've been Deputy General Secretary 2 times. Internal party elections, student elections. I was the coordinating secretary. I've been the president of local NUTS president and all those things. So I think that through that system, I've been shaped enough to say things as they are. Because when you always try to say the truth in a different way, it always comes back to bite you. Once you are polite about it, once you are firm about it and it is true, say it as it is. And that's my principle. I won't come to, for example, recently when I was in UK, I won't come to UK when the whole party sent me to lead a delegation to UK, only to come and create more problem by not saying the truth. I say it as it is. I say it as it is. So I will not go and hide things, even though I'm diplomatic about it, even though about it, but it must be so. You see, when a person is wrong, please tell him he's wrong so that we can all move forward together. When a person has not done well, we all make mistakes. We all have our shortcomings, but we are all we are supposed to tell truth to each other. Until we get to that point where we are able to look into the eyes of our people and tell them the truth, we will have a problem. And so, you know, there's a popular Hausa proverb that says that when you are plaiting your hair, if you plait the hair and there are lice in the hair, because it will be itching, you have to yes, as you are itching, you will destroy the plaiting. But if you first put medicine and take all the lice, now when you plait it, the plaiting will take a long time to on your hair. So that is it. I am not saying I am 100% I'm an angel, no. But we do our best, looking at our religious background, looking at our society, looking at our training as a lawyer. I've been trained as a lawyer. I've practiced actively over 10 years. So looking at our training, I think that maybe that is why I am in this nature. And sometimes it also gets me into trouble because other people don't want it that way. But you have to see it as it is. We hope that we always use our situation to resolve matters.
Thank you so much. Personally, it's something I recognize and I fell in love with it. And if you could remember in our conversation, I even said to you that, look, you're going to be my uncle. It's the fact that you could see people to their faces and speak the truth to them. And I like it. I like somebody who doesn't massage the truth, but use wisdom and his skill set to tell the truth as it is. So, viewers, you heard it yourself. Honorable, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we will now take the light from yourself and come to Ghana. I think the first segment has been centered on you. I'm now going to leave your experiences and what have you, and then we'll be talking about Ghana and possibly the diaspora as well. So, producer, please take us on a quick commercial break and stay with us, viewers. Thank you.
That dream of studying and working abroad has been made much accessible to everyone, including you. So worry less about how you're going to get there, because we always make it happen. This is Step Finders Ghana Limited. We offer a highly professional guidance and support system, both in your university and visa application process. Step Finders Ghana Limited is a highly trusted agency of the University of the West of Scotland, one of the largest modern universities offering a range of academic, social, and sporting facilities. You can apply for undergraduate, master's and PhD in business and creative industries, education, social sciences, computing, engineering, physical sciences, health, and life sciences. Come through Step Finders, and for your studies, you get yourself a laptop or a £500 gift voucher. Call on +233 598 4888 04. WhatsApp on +44 7404 711 049. Send us an email or visit our website for more information.
Thank you and welcome back. As I said earlier, my name is Fifi Asante Impari, sitting in for Kiki. And this evening, you're watching Conversation Beyond Borders. We're having a very interesting conversation with Honorable Baba Jammah, who is an MP for Ayawaso East currently. Very experienced. I call him Uncle Jammah. I just love him to base for various reasons, but most importantly, because he can speak truth to power. Please, if you're here, you haven't actually liked the show by clicking the like button or sharing the show, do us a favor by loving it or sharing it on our behalf. I think we'll be very, very grateful. And that is what you could do for us over here as a team of Conversation Beyond Borders. We don't require much from you. All we require is share it, like it, love it, and then it will keep the algorithms to tell, or it will tell the algorithm that look, a lot of you more are here and others still could join the conversation. That's all we require. Thank you. Honorable, we now going to talk about Ghana. On Friday, we all read for a long time Ghana has been in the IMF, and Friday Ghana officially exited the IMF. My question will be, what does that mean to us as a country in a layman's term and for the ruling government?
It's just like you have a farm, and because you don't have money to plow it, you go and borrow somebody to plow the land, and the person bring his representatives to be controlling how you manage the farm and whatever process that you take. He has to take what you want out of it, and then before you can take your own. You see, so when you finally pay off the debts, and now you have to control your own farm, you have to manage your own affairs, you have to also make sure that you are able to deal with your own matters the way you want it. That is what it means to Ghana. Now, IMF is out, so they don't control. They don't tell us who to appoint. They don't tell us how many people to appoint. They don't tell us how to manage our affairs. Do you understand? So it gives us some laxitude and also some space to manage our own affairs the way we want it. Even though I must say that the discipline IMF brought to us is something that some of us think we like it. So we just have to carry it on like that. We shouldn't just say because IMF is left, we are going to just do things haphazardly and then get ourselves back into IMF. Because IMF don't help you to grow. They will help you to sustain yourself and live on you may be on life support, then you go to them. They only take you out of the life support, but they don't heal you. So if after the life support has been taken off you, you need to do the right things to be able to get well. And I think that is where we are. So it means a lot to us. I think that with the discipline that the new government has introduced into the system, discipline, financial discipline, and also even managerial discipline on the part of ministers and government appointees. And also, for example, one law that I love so much was that act that compels every ministry to seek for initiation letter before they can take debt or they can start a new project. So now no ministry can just go ahead and take a new project and add to our debt without taking a permission or initiation letter from the Ministry of Finance. So it introduces some checks and balances. It introduces some discipline in the way we deal with our affairs. So I think that if you ask, I love the discipline IMF brings, financial discipline the IMF brings, but it brings too many conditionalities that does not allow a country to have to manage itself well and also have the way to control. You see, there's nothing like you having control over your own affairs. Because no matter how bad the outside is, try prison and see whether you enjoy that. You understand? When you are put into prison for 1 day, 2 days, the fact that you don't have even your freedom alone is very, very disheartening and bad for yourself. So what I would say is that we have done well by being able to exit the IMF plan, but we must exit it with experience, not to commit the same mistakes that took us back to them.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. My quick follow-up on that, I think you did touch on a few of these things that it brought discipline. What we've seen, successive governments in Ghana, they go into IMF, we stay very disciplined, and then after the program, we go back on the spending spree because it's like the shackles have been taken off. So we are now free. We have the freedom of spending again. And then we will go out there and then we begin to take certain programs and then or go straight into the bond market again, whether the Euro bond or you name it, all those capital market that exists for us. And then before you realize we've gone back so undisciplined and we've been slammed into debt again. Is that how it's going to be? Or as you said, we're going to still maintain the prudence way of government?
I think that the few months that we have been in government, the government has proven to be a bit different from the old government that we inherited. We have exhibited a lot of financial discipline, even social discipline. We have been in power for about, I say 16, 17 months now, because we are about 17 months now. but not even a single major financial scandal has been recorded. That is unprecedented. From experience, since this Fourth Republic, I have witnessed every government that comes into power in the first year, you face some financial scandal one way or the other. But for 17 months going to our 2 years, we have not seen anything like that. 2, we have seen serious financial discipline that has even increased our country's cover from barely 2 weeks, which we inherited, to about 3 to 4 months now. That is also credible. It's something all under the IMF conditionalities. You understand? So it's very instructive to know that these things were happening even though we were under IMF officially. Now we've been able to make our country in terms of sustainable, in terms of grains, in terms of maize and whatever. Last year we even have to export some. So that is also another commendable thing that we have to look at. The big push that we are doing has seen many rules come alive, abundant projects come alive. As I talk to you now, for the first time in the history of Ghana, district assemblies, you know, we have about 216 district assemblies across the country.
That's correct.
District assemblies received over 20 million Ghana cedi in a year. It used to be less than 6 million. And so last year alone, they received that amount. And the money didn't just go. The money went with conditionalities. For example, 25% of it, of them, whatever money you get, must be reserved for legacy projects. When we say legacy projects, projects that have been abandoned for long by previous governments, you need to do what? You need to use 25% to go into that. So a lot of abandoned projects have been resuscitated. They have come alive, and then they are now being completed for the use of the people. Also, you can't use more than 5% for administrative purposes, which means that you can't do long meetings and be paying sitting allowances, per diem, MCE traveling just like that and taking money. No, you have only 5%. So that also brought a lot of financial discipline into the system. And then look at where we were able to bring dollar from to where it is now. And as we talk now, we have been able to maintain dollar within the 10 to 12 brackets, all this while since we came. That should tell you there's some new discipline in the system. The government has introduced a lot of financial discipline, and also have even showed this code of ethics for ministers, for government appointees, for everybody. So that alone gives me some hope that we will not go and behave like our colleagues behaved when they were in power. I think that there have been some new discipline that has come up that will help us stay within some reasonable brackets of discipline to ensure that we don't go overboard and relapse into IMF. I am very hopeful of that.
Thank you. I'm hopeful as well. And as you've mentioned, I like some of this program, decentralization, making sure that money is going into district assemblies and what have you. These are very important because if you look into the West, this is how the West have governed their countries. They decentralize money into various councils, various municipalities, and ensure these funds goes in and do a great work. Our issue is to do with accountability. We might be able to issue these funds with instructions, but every now and then, when we go back into accountability, you realize that the lapses are there. We're not there yet. We're not out of the woods yet. But consistently, if we keep doing what we're doing at present, I think we will do good. So thank you on that. My next one, I'm bringing you from Ghana now. I'm going to bring you straight into the party itself. When I say the party, I mean the governing party, the NDC, National Democratic Party, the party that you love and I love, and many of our cherished viewers love, and many Ghanaians love, because the NDC is not the most attractive party, I used to say, in the world. But it seems the Conservative, the British Conservative Party, led by Kemi Badenoch, is doing something different. So there seems to be stealing a lot of the attraction these days. So now the NDC is the most attractive party in Ghana, or maybe across Africa. For this reason, the NDC is going after what is called the new attraction, the new romance, and embracing and capturing all these people into the net of the NDC. Is this making the government shifting away from the traditional base to attract new supporters? Is that what is happening? And if that is exactly what we are doing, what are the dangers as well? And the reason why I say what are the dangers is, if you look at branding and you look at established brands or companies, they will say to you, they will rather spend more time with their existing customers and satisfy them than losing them to go out there and attract new ones, because the new ones might not be that faithful to them. It could be they've just jumped on the bandwagon because of the win.
Well, this is a very interesting topic you have introduced, because we know when they always say that success have many friends. So the moment you succeed, you expect that a lot of more people will come. And definitely once you become sugar, you attract a lot of ants. So this is what NDC has become today. But permit me to give you some short history. Some 8 years back or 9 years back, NDC was so bad, so unattractive, to the extent that we lost almost everything. That was when MPP in his first go won about 160 seats or so. And then what we did as NDC, which I am very, very instrumental in, so I know the nitty-gritty of it, was to go back to the boardroom and re-strategize. And some of the strategies were some of the things, because we sent a team across the country to look at, to investigate why we lost. And some of the things that came out, some I cannot say here, some we realized was that the party we had too many divisions among it, too many groups. A lot of groups came up with different names, Doves for Mahama, Boys for Mahama, Word, language, so many names. So this was one of the source of confusion. It actually became a confusion situation when people were taking advantage of these groups and making all sort of conflicting programs that confuse our people. And also another thing, we realized that there were certain personalities whose involvement in our campaign. Then also we abandoned the youth. We abandoned the youth. We were not really careful about the youth. And also one major thing that today we have succeeded in doing was that NDC was seen as more or less like street boys party. It didn't have legalese. It didn't have finance. People saw MPP as the party that has lawyers. The MPP, the party that had the professionals. The party that, those type of things. Meanwhile, in actual fact, it is the NDC who started this democracy that we are all following, which is working for all of us. When we're writing the constitution, the forefathers of the MPP refused to be part. So it is the market women, the street boys who went and drafted the constitution, which we are all using today. So when we went back to boardroom, these things that I mentioned to you, the youth, the women, the lawyers, the professionals. These 4 areas we decided to rebrand in those areas and regroup in those areas. And that is why I was appointed deputy director, myself with Amelaba as the directors. We started with only about 5 or 6 known lawyers. Today, as I speak to you now, our number has gone beyond 400 officially identifiable lawyers who have registered with NDC. Because we started going around and straight away recruiting people, making NDC attractive in terms of the legal aspect. So as I talk to you now, we have NDC Lawyers Group, that boost of over 400 lawyers who have officially identified with our party. And you saw our conferences, you saw the conferences that we had and all those things. Now we have regional coordinators, we have even district coordinators. And that aspect was something that really rebranded. Many new lawyers joining us. And it really gave a lot of confidence out there. Also with the youth. I mean, Pablo Enko, who is now the youth minister, he did so well with the youth and rebranded the youth group. And renamed them the Green Army and started to give hope to the youth and all this. You see, when we're doing all this, the MPP took it for granted. They thought it was a joke. But we actually were rebranding. There are some people, you know, which I can't mention names, but were not part of our campaign in 2024. We directly, officially informed them to stay at the background. Very, very top people. Because the people didn't want to see them. We did that. Do you understand? And then also, we perfected our electoral system. We perfected it. In fact, you know that we got our results ahead of the Electoral Commission. And up to now, every by-election, every election that we do in this country, we get our results maybe 2 to 3 hours before Electoral Commission can complete its results. We have perfected the system that made our election material machinery very effective on the ground. And then also the women, we were able to get the women group to attract more women into our system. You know, as our people say, oh, Tia Sorena and Manya Sumpre, Sorena, you know, when you are forming a church, and then the women accept the church, you are in business. You understand? So these are some of the few areas that we systematically and practically went into branding the NDC. And so we're not surprised when, if you go into 2024, you can Google and say Baba Jama predicts 160 seats for NDC. That was before the election. I predicted 160, but we're even overwhelmed with over 180 because I knew we were getting 160 going on the ground. Looking at with the machinery we have said, looking at the rebranding we have said. Unfortunately for us, we have a perfect gentleman in the person of the president, John Dramani Mahama. He was an orator. He was a gentle person. He exudes confidence. Nature of some leaders who were leading other parties. Ours exuded a lot of humility, a lot of confidence. He made people, he was a lovable person, affable person. So all these things really contributed greatly to our winning. And so when we win with this overwhelming majority, then it is for us to now consolidate that gains. And that is where we are having a little chat, because you see, when you come like this, you cannot satisfy everybody in a short time. And you have to also balance the interests of your party with not going against the opposition in such a way that you now become you are now becoming criminal, or you now want to even offend the other side. They are all Ghanaians. We are all Ghanaians. The fact that they don't agree with us does not make them less Ghanaian. So we need to be careful. Now you have to also balance rule of law with the passions of your people, with the emotions of your people. Now how to balance? That's why we are now struggling with the issue of Ura. How do we get people genuinely wrong to be prosecuted, and without going after them in a way that people will say that you are witch hunting? So these are all issues that are coming up. And you see, now you cannot, your economy is still small. All the policies that you talked about, the 24-hour economy, the Jumaura, the whatnot, takes time to mature. It's not like you came, no, it's not a magic one. But you are dealing with emotions and passions of people who think that once you have come, they must be satisfied. They must be given work to do, whether you have it or not. So these are all problems that we are grappling with as a party, and I understand the frustration of our people. Yes. People have put their lives on the line. They have worked tirelessly, tediously. They've worked with all their heart. Only maybe sometime 1 year now, he's still not found his feet. Definitely, they will not be too happy. But I can assure you that these are issues that we are aware, and we are taking it on board as we are going along. We are doing, this is the first time the president has appointed more youth than any other government. You understand? Just because we want those youth to be able to link up with their fellow youth and be able to bring them on board. So it's not been easy in that aspect. I must confess that all of us are not too happy with our performance in terms of our own people. But generally, in terms of the country, we are doing well. Everything is so. In fact, there's no pressure in the system as it used to be. Everybody will agree that now, even businessmen are sure of themselves that when they go out to bring things, they will come and meet the dollar where it is, or they will come and meet the prices where it is. You don't see price spiraling within 1 week. Today they've changed price. You know, it has been very stable. So generally in terms of the world, major roads are being tackled. Major abandoned projects are being tackled. Contractors are being paid. So we are doing well nationally. But in terms of party, you know, we will have some difficulties trying to satisfy everybody the way we should do. But we are managing it.
Thank you so much. I think you've really spoken in depth with regards to that. My last one to you is going to be about the diaspora. I'm based in the diaspora. We work passionately for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And I personally believe, that's my opinion, that diaspora played a very pivotal role for the success of the NDC being in power today. But the diaspora chapters seems to have been ignored, or they haven't been properly looked after. And I live in the diaspora, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. And that pain seems to go through some members. We know you can't appoint all the people in the diaspora. It's impossible. Or even just centering it on just the executive. We can't just take all the executives in the diaspora and give them position. Majority of the people in diaspora is not about just being in government, but they think they have something to offer. They have something to share. We have very experienced, knowledgeable businessmen, professionals, corporate, you name it here. And the diaspora, which is to me, I see as our major bank, the party hasn't really tapped into it. and get that resources from the diaspora to come and help. And my question will be, is the party looking into this to make sure they rectify this?
Yes, it is not. It is very, very true that the diaspora played a very major role in our election victory. No doubt about that. Not only in terms of work, even financially, we are aware that the diaspora played some major role in mobilizing funds to support it. Myself, I was involved in some of the few rounds to raise money from the diaspora. And so we know that the diaspora played their role as our wing out there. And then also professionally, you know, there's one aspect of rebranding that I mentioned, but I didn't talk about, was the Pro Forum Professionals Group. We specifically formed the professional groups that recruited people of professional background and made them a group, and we call them Pro Forum. And they played a major role, you know. So that aspect too was covered with our rebranding and our strategy, which worked well. And I know a lot of diasporans were part of it. And I see it all comes to this thing that I'm talking about, satisfying your party, your own, the internal satisfaction that we need to deal with. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know very few people have been appointed from diaspora to come and occupy some positions here. I know, but of course, it's not enough. We can do more. There are people who are diasporans who even have proposals, who even have some research documents, which want to even come down and meet with ministers and see whether it is workable, sellable, or something like that. Which they don't have the opportunity, they have not gotten the opportunity to do that. So these are aspects that we are looking at. I think we are still, like I said, we are lacking in terms of our internal party satisfaction. It is the same thing. And of course, the diaspora also form part of the larger party internal work that we need to do, which I think that we are trying to do. What I would tell our friends in the diaspora is that, and the party is not forgotten about you. It's just that it takes a bit. It's taking a bit of time. You understand? It takes a bit of time to be able to, you know, you have to know that people at home are scrambling for it. Meanwhile, we have to make sure that those who are outside also get what they deserve. And it's not been easy trying to marry the two aspects together. And then, so they will have to just be patient with us. But certain aspect that I sometimes find a bit worrying for them is when, for example, they are not looking for government position. They just want sometimes to meet a minister, and the minister will listen to them. But that one also becomes a problem. When I came to London, I had a lot of people complaining about such situations. But we have given them some lifelines. Anybody who has something you want to see any minister, he can contact those lines, and then we'll be able to lead him to those people so that we'll be able to resolve these matters. Because we don't want to lose the diaspora. Like you said, you see, we have always taken the lead in terms of our political history in this country. We are the first people to form this diaspora thing, expanded. Now we have about 22 or 27 groups across the world, various countries, Ghana, Europe, France, Germany, whatever. Now we are even in the Arab world, the UAE, Bahrain, and Co. We've been able to go around all those places. So it is something that we cherish and believe in. It's just that maybe in terms of response to their demands, I don't think that we have done well enough, which we need to improve. But together with them, we will be able to improve that relationship so that we don't bring that umbilical cord.
Thank you so much. Look, you heard it yourself, viewers. It's a juggling act, and the party is doing very well, or doing their best to juggle the demand, the diaspora, the home base members as well. So it's a juggling act. Uncle Baba Jamal, I would love to have a conversation with you all day, all night long, but it's impossible. For that reason, we're going to end it, but I want you to end it with advice to the party faithfuls in terms of the base and also to diasporans. Thank you.
I thought we were going to give opportunity for people to call to ask questions, but if that's not part of the show, that's fine.
It hasn't been, but I'm happy to take some questions from the audience, if there are any, or if anybody wants to put a question here to Honorable Baba Jamal, please do so, and I'll read that question aloud to him. Thank you. So we give you a minute to do that as he sums up.
That's okay. So let me once again thank all the listeners for this very interesting interview. They should just bear with us. The party has been in power for just about 17 months. And then, virtually the first year, you can do very, very little in any new government. The first year, it's just that we had a very experienced leader. And because he has been in the presidency before, he was able to hit the ground running and was able to form a government in a record time. That is even why we've been able to bring the country from the doldrums to where we are today. So I believe that everybody will come and have his share of the cake as we go ahead. It may not be now, it may take time. Some people will come early, some people will come late. Like the Akam proverb says that so we should all bear with us. Last minutes can come your way. It's not all of us who are here who are happy, or we are not enthused about what is happening, especially with our internal issues, how to satisfy our people in the house, to make sure that those who are in the diaspora, who obviously openly supported us, some even to the peril of their own jobs and families. So it's something that we are aware, and I'll advise all our party members to be patient. Let's pray that definitely one day it will get to your turn. We have already given an open place, open numbers to people if you want to get in touch. The RID is there, International Relations Department. We have Dr. Carl there. We have Dr. Segbefia and Co. there. So if you have any problem, please link it up. But please don't expect that when you link it up once, then it's satisfied. No, you may have to be knock. That's how it works. Sometimes the pressure, or even on the president, you give him something, he will just forget about it because of the way the pressure is. So just be patient, pursue, and then let's see that together we'll be able to make our party great and strong.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We will definitely have you here again as we progresses during the year, and then to have conversation on different things as well. Your insight, the wisdom, I just love it to bits. Viewers, let's applaud our honorable, one of our own, my favorite actually. Anybody can hold me responsible to that, Honorable Baba Jamal. And here is conversation. You're more than welcome. Here is conversation beyond borders. My name is Fifi Asante Empari. Next week, same time, we will do it all over again. God bless Ghana. God bless NDC. God bless us all. Thank you, Honorable.
You've been gone, it's an kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget